Morning everyone. A couple of people have been asking about what our plans are, so Warren and I thought we'd give you a quick update of what the next few days hold in store.
Been a lot of conversation about this over the last few days. As most of you are aware, we've had some interesting conditions on the mountain this year. There's been very little snow before we got here, meaning the ice is exposed. It's made it impossible to set up a Camp 4. We've had other weather issues with very high winds for the last week, and now coupled with that we've got upcoming snowfall, very heavy snowfall, starting on Monday the week coming. So all of these factors, which John will expand on, have influenced our decision. But our plan at this stage, and of course it is possible it could change, is tomorrow we will be leaving base camp. We will bypass Camp 1, we'll go directly to Camp 2 and sleep one night in Camp 2, hopefully recover enough next morning, early start to try and avoid avalanche between Camp 2 and 3. While it's cold in the mornings, it is a more stable time to move. We'll be moving early morning between Camp 2 up to Camp 3. That'll be on Saturday, and all things being equal, we'll sleep in Camp 4 or rest in Camp 3 for 4 or 5 hours, and then head up for the summit, probably leaving around 8 o'clock at night on Saturday evening. That's the plan at this stage. As I say, it's very likely to change as conditions change, weather reports become more accurate, health and a bunch of other factors. But for the moment, that's the plan. We'll be leaving Saturday evening for the summit, hoping for about 10 to 12 hour effort from Camp 3 directly to the summit, and then back down. We'll see how far we get on the way down. We'll keep it safe, we'll keep it tidy, and we'll keep you up to date.
Yeah, it's been a challenging couple of days, like Warren alluded to. As always in these big expeditions, big mountains, lots of variables, lots of moving parts, quite a lot to take in. Essentially, we're trying to adopt the approach we think is the most sensible, pragmatic and safe. Warren mentioned one or two of the factors earlier, but the things that are weighing on our mind is that we're in a period of relatively stable weather now, quite high winds, very little snow. The winds start to drop off on Saturday to a safe level. At the moment, they've dropped from about 100 k's an hour down to about 80. We need them to ideally be closer to 30. So the safer winds start on Saturday, but then by Monday the snow levels start to pick up, and over the coming week there'll probably be around about 1 meter of snow, which presents significant challenges between Camp 2 and Camp 3 because of the avalanche risk. And we're very, very concerned that the snow continues as far as the forecasts show us. Once the snow stops, whenever that is, it'll probably take 4 or 5 days for it to consolidate, possibly longer, before we'll be able to climb safely. And the second challenge that brings is, by that stage, all the fixed ropes and the anchors will be under significant snow, which will turn into ice, which will make them unusable. The impact of that is that the route back up to the summit will have to be completely reset. Our view is that most climbers on the mountain will be going for the summit between the sort of 5th and the 8th, meaning there'll be very, very little climbers left on the mountain thereafter, and therefore very little incentive for the operators or the Sherpa or the clients to put in the effort to reopen the route. So our view is, if we don't give it a bash now, we probably won't have an opportunity this season, and even if we do, the conditions may not improve and there may be very few, if anyone else, on the mountain. So we kind of weighed all of that up, and it does feel a little bit like a hand is being forced, but we do think it's the safer option. Our chances of success are debatable. This certainly isn't how we would have ideally planned it, but as I said to someone earlier, everyone has a plan until the mountains tell you otherwise. That's our thinking at that stage. Like Warren said, it may change, but we just want to update everyone. And yeah, thanks for following. Cheers.
Cheers.